Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MOAC webinar series. This is the first webinar we have for the developers. In this webinar, we're going to introduce our development tools to help the DAPP developers to use on our MOAC system. In this webinar, first, I will just give a short introduction about what MOAC is and what is the structure in our system. And then I will introduce some resources we have for developers, also with some development tools. And then I will give 2 short demos about how to use these development tools to deploy contract and send the transactions. MOAC is the name for mother of all chains. In 2017, January, we started this project. And in June, we get a good ICO on this and started developing the whole systems. And in this April 2018, we launched our mainnet. And in June, we launched the microchain on testnet. And just in August, we launched our testnet with our main chain. The mother chain was developed based on Ethereum platform. We have a similar structure with them. Like we have a miner, which can mine the blocks using the POW consensus. And we also have some monitors, which didn't get into mining, but we can send the transactions and deploy contracts to the system and check the results. We also have a new role, we call it a proxy. The vNode proxy basically is a special type of vNode that connect with some SCS server, we'll introduce later, that forms the microchains. For microchains, sometimes we call it subchain. It relies on those smart contract server, which we call it SCS, to do the consensus and to receive data from the main mother chain and to push data back to the mother chain. The SCS server also has 2 roles. One is the miner, which get information from the mother chain and transfer information on the microchain and did the consensus. The consensus of each microchain was defined by microchain itself. In this way, we have different type of microchains. Some can do POS, some can do POA, some can do PBFT, and they can perform even more tasks. Like we have released a recent microchain for IPFS. It also has some monitors for this SCS. What it did is just pass information about the microchain it has. Please be aware that the monitor for SCS, it will not receive any contract creation, contract deployment, those information. Those will be done. It has to be done through the mother chain, which we will show later. Okay, this is the slide show the MOAC data flow. In MOAC system, all the transactions you want to send, including deploy contract and call contract, need to go through the API, then send to vNode. The vNode, which receives this commands, it will send broadcast to the whole network. If a vNode connected with SCS, it will pass the information of microchain to this SCS. For those who do not have this SCS, it will just pass all the information to other vNodes. Then when SCS receives this information, it will do the consensus of the microchain, which it may contain or not, then send the information back. The vNode will broadcast those information it received from SCS to all the other vNodes. So basically, the SCS must register with vNode. and it has to trust the V node. Then the V node need to broadcast all the information out, so that V node needs to have high network bandwidth. In this way, the SAS did not talk with each other directly. It has to go through the V node, which is the mother node. We can avoid DDoS attacks using this kind of design. Let's say if one SAS is getting bad and you want to attack another SAS. Well, in a sidechain, basically you can attack your nearby nodes. But here, you have to send all the information to V node, then broadcast to other SAS. That is, you attack the mother chain instead of another microchain nodes. So by doing this, we can increase the security of a microchain as high as the same level as the mother chain, which composed of all the V nodes. We believe this will give us much better security than just using sidechain techniques. Okay, here we're going to introduce some resources we have. Of course, the first one will be our mainnet. Okay, this is our mainnet. If you have visited that, you can see that we have some resources which provide us a lot of information about what's happened for our community, any events here, white papers, mainnet, testnet. We also have a special tab, developer website, which you clicking that, MOAC.developer. Now here, you can see we have document, we have some training videos, we have some video information, we also have community. Yeah, there's a, let's see, you can also get into our white paper at the bottom. Then you can see our testnet and mainnet software packages. Also our community, you can get into there. We also have developed some website which the developers can use, but mainly for users, like this simple website we call it moacwalletonline. Here you can just create a new wallet and send some tokens and MOAC. You can send either online or offline and check the status and check your information. Be sure to make to put the right net you're connecting with. We have testnet and mainnet at this moment. Another website that we have is called moacwallet.io. And we are going to give a short demo about using this website to deploy contract on MOAC system. A recent tools we developed is called MoacMask. This one was developed based on Ethereum project called MoacMask. We will show you in the later webinars how to convert Ethereum project into our MOAC systems. It's not too hard because most of the interfaces are compatible with Ethereum system, but you need to do some modifications with transaction format, which we will introduce you later. Okay. So the other two resources we have, well, the first one is the YouTube channel, which you are looking at. Here we have a very good introduction about the MOAC system by David, our CEO, in earlier webinars. We also have some introduction about using microchains. All this you can figure out on our YouTube channel. We have, okay, you can see here, we have some playlist here, MOAC. Yeah, with Jenny and with Jesse and Jenny, it's pretty good one for beginners. And this is the one we are talking about. This is webinar that's made by David. It's gives a very detailed introduction about our MOAC system, if you're interested, including the structure of the system, what tools we have, what MOAC system has. We really, I really suggest you to check this video if you're not familiar with MOAC systems. Besides those, of course, what we have is a GitHub. This is where all the developers used. In our currently reposed GitHub account, we have listed 6 repositories. MOAC Core is the repository where we publish our most recent software releases. We'll have the information here and put old releases in the release section. This is the most recent release of our Firestorm client, including the smart contract that are used. We also have some wiki information on this under this repository. It contains the current existing information about introductions, about how to use our vNode and how to use our SCS, how to deploy the microchain. This information, and we're still working on this one and put more information there. Okay, here are the useful resources here for developers. If you want to develop the DAPPs on MOAC, the first tools we suggest you to learn is Solidity. Solidity is a smart contract languages developed by Ethereum community. And if you're not familiar with that, you can go to their website and check. There are a lot of useful resources there. One website we suggested is their document sign, Solidity Reach docs.io. There are also other websites has some useful training data. One thing we suggest you to visit is cryptozombies.io. It has some pretty interesting classes for junior developers to senior developers. Besides Solidity, to make your web, to give your DPP good backend and talk with the web to make a good web page on that, you probably can use Node.js, Python, and Java. For Node.js and Python, we have the Chain3 libraries available for users. Java is still under development, but will be available soon. Chain3, this is a JavaScript library we mainly use to communicate with a MOAC platform. It's based on, it's compatible with Web3 ISM systems in some commands. And you can also go to the GitHub account. We have all the source code available for user to check. And we're going to show a demo using this library to send a transaction to the MOAC system. All right, let's doing some demos. First, we'll just deploy a contract using wallet.moac.io. To do this, if you remember, let's get back to this site. You can see that if you just go to this website, HTTPS, it will give you some warning that you have to start a MOAC, a local MOAC node with these options. Yep. So you can just do this. But if you want to do a test net, which is what we are going to do, okay. Yeah, we're going using the testnet, RPS domain. We also set the RPC port to 8545 and enable some APIs. Yeah, you need to start this one locally. after started, wait for a while. Wait for it to connect it. You can see some HTTP endpoint opened, and you can refresh the web page. See, then this web page will connect with the MOAC backend and started gather the information. Now we only have two accounts here. I can see the system is still synchronizing. Yeah, this one will show the system status. We have connected with 3 peers, and this is the block number, and this is the most recent block time. Yeah. And we also can connect with this on Serial console and check. Yeah, they have the same information. Well, if you want to deploy a contract, click contract, click deploy new contract, which you can choose the account here. And you can put your contract code here, and the system will automatically compile your code. See this account here. Then if you want to deploy this one thing you need to know is you have to unlock your account. Here, if you want to use this account to deploy the contract, we need to unlock this account. Yep. Let me just click OK. It will get back to the main page here, but it will show some information under the page. And when you see that it has number of confirmation listed here, it means this contract was submitted to the system and getting to the block. You can click this. This is a contract here. And now it has 2 functions. First one gets count, which here is just a 0. Let's see add function. 1 and 2. Get back to this. Excuse. Just say transaction send. Now we can see that the count. We remember the content of our contract. Let's say every time you make a add, you call the add function, the count will +1. Let's see, the count has already increased. But in this contract executed, we call the contract successfully. We can also use our chain3 library to do this send contract, deploy contract, and send transactions. If you download from our Git page, which is MOAC chain3.git, you can see we have some README files, and we also have some examples. It's including some examples about send MOAC and test the ERC20, which we have deployed the account on the testnet, and ERC7021, and also some files to demonstrate how to display the node information here. Here we're just doing check this send MC. You can see we need to including the chain3 lib here. We also need a private key for account to run the transaction, to send the transaction. Yeah. Here is the example function about how to do this. You need to input the source account, destination account. The chain ID is our network ID. For mainnet is 99. for testnet is 101. Most of these are self-explainable. You need to build a transaction object, then using our sign transaction function and raw transaction object and the private key to sign this transaction. Then you use send raw transaction function to send it to the network. And you can display the error message or succeed message here. Let's give it a try. Okay. Yeah, the first is just to display the two account balances. First account, we send from this account to the other one. Didn't show how much, but when you report succeed here, we can check in this console that if the TX pool has this, okay, it's already sent out. So when you send out, you can use transaction information and the hash number. Oops. To see if it's which block it was sent in. There are also another useful function is called transaction receipt. Give more detailed information. Yeah. Okay. Here are the two short demos about deploy the contract using wallet.moac.io and send transaction in the chain3.js library. As we said, these are just some short demos, and but they just want to help the DAPP developers. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave your questions in either in our website or in our GitHub website. You can leave a question under issues, and if you want some test MOAC, you can also get into this first issue here and give me a note, and we can send you some testnet MOAC. Okay, here's our webinar today, and next will be some questions and comments. Thanks very much for listening to our webinars. We're going to have a next one in 2 weeks.